Guys, I just created one document. MS document. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and raise your questions with me. Is a kind of attendance as well. Okay. Let me check. Let me give access to everybody. Then we can start the session. Okay. To everybody, I think it is okay. Just check. If not having access, let me know. I can give you access. Okay. I want everybody to go ahead and fill your details. If you have any queries, raise your question. And parallelly, if you have any and attendance as well, just enter your details as well for me. Okay. So it will helpful for me to get the details. That is one thing. Okay, let us go ahead and start. Guys, I'm just keeping in the view of the who is pretty new to Terraform. Then I'll try to scale up them. Okay. And then exam wise, maybe last two classes is more of exam oriented. How the questions, what are the changes to the Terraform? Okay. And coming to the exam, Terraform associate exam. Let me give you how the exam, then I'll start how you want to start with the Terraform. If you see the Terraform associate exam, it is the paper model is 004 actually. Earlier to 003. Now the model has been changed recently. This is the one. The exam model is Terraform Associate 004. So what are the links? I'm trying to keep everything. I'll keep it in a sheet. I'll share you in an email end of the session. So exam model is Terraform Associate 004. I'll just copy the link. And exam is of more of multiple choice questions. Type is multiple choice questions. It's a multiple choice. Close to 58 questions will be there in the exam. Q&A and total questions is 58 questions around roughly. Totally 58 questions. In 003, in the paper model, there is other than multiple choice questions, one or two true or false, and one fill up the blank is there. And coming to 004, I'll check. I'll get back to you on that end of the day, last two sessions. Okay, that is the plan. Okay, let us make this session a little bit more interactive. Okay, 1 second. Before to this, why Terraform, guys? Why we need Terraform? Why we need infrastructure as a code? Any open volunteer, guys? Why we need Terraform? Jane, please.
So Terraform, basically, we can provision and manage our cloud infrastructure as code, and it's more efficient and easier to work with as compared to going into the cloud console and then provisioning the infrastructure through clicking buttons and UI.
Okay.
It's more efficient to like write a code script, and you can let Terraform do the management and provisioning.
Okay. Maybe Anand, do you have any idea, Anand, or any others? Why we need Terraform?
First point is like I think it's more about consistency. You get I mean you have a proper way of deployment, like it don't depend on the people. That's the first thing. Second thing is more like traceability is there, like how you are doing it. Then since Terraform has this state management, it is more inclined towards achieving a specific state always.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So these are the main ones I feel.
Okay. I think that should be fine. Two questions are more than enough. Guys, that's fine. Let us go further. Okay. See, infrastructure as a code. Okay. Maybe there are a lot of infrastructure as a code tools in the market, but Terraform is a from the HashiCorp and it's been widely used in the market. Close to 70% it's been widely used. For example, you just take Azure. In Azure, we have Biceps, ARM. Okay, if it come to AWS, we have cloud formation. Different tools are available. Okay, so that is the reason like HashiCorp is comes with a common language, HashiCorp configuration language. With that, everybody can able to write the same kind of a syntax as whether you can move from one language or one cloud to the other cloud. That is the reason the demand for Terraform has been literally increased. Okay, even if you are a cloud engineer or a cloud ops or architect, most of your projects have been infrastructure has been provisioned using Terraform. Hey, somebody can please approve the request, please. Okay. See, that is about the Terraform. Okay. If you change one cloud provider, for example, using AWS, you have cloud formation, you want to move to a different cloud, then you have to write a different syntaxes. Maybe in Azure, we are using ARM or Biceps. Whatever the syntaxes is written, for example, you're migrating to AWS, then you have to change the syntax. Then you need to, that is the reason planning to come to a common language which can be used for any cloud. HashiCorp comes with the common language, HashiCorp configuration language, which can be used for any languages. Sorry, mean for it for any cloud providers, whether any cloud like AWS, Azure, any cloud provider, we can use HashiCorp Terraform. Let me show you how many providers it has been using currently. Second. Second. Second, guys. I think let me come back to that link. I'll show you that link, guys, going further. Okay. This is a blog which I'm going to use, and slowly, like on day-to-day basis, if anything gets getting added, I'll try to add it. Don't think like it's 004. I'll be updating this to 004. Okay. First, why infrastructure as a code? Coming to the just keeping the people who are pretty new. So I'm just keeping them in mind, and I'm trying to explain the basics first. Okay. What is the infrastructure as a code? Here, we are keeping Terraform in mind. Okay. What is infrastructure as a code? It can be called as IAC also. Here you write and execute the code to define, deploy, update, and destroy your infrastructure. It is something end-to-end management of your infrastructure. You write your code, execute, deploy. For example, down the line, you want to create any server or you want to destroy or update anything. Everything can be done end-to-end using the infrastructure as a code. There may be a lot of tools in the market, but we are going with the Terraform now. And what are the benefits of IAC? We can bring up the servers with one script and scale up and down based on the loads with the same script. And we use the same code for reusability. For example, you have multiple environments. Even for the multiple environments, we use the same code. And versioning is something we can use any GitHub repos, and it can be used for multiple. What are the changes? Everything will be recorded. Okay. What IAC has done a good thing for us. IAC makes it easy to provision and apply the infrastructure configurations, saving time. For example, you guys heard about the terminologies like a RTO and RPOs. If you want to know the terminologies, let me back second here. See, RTO is recovery time object. Okay. For example, what happened? Your server has been gone down, and then you want to bring it up in 30 minutes or 1 hour based on your project requirements. Is it easy for you to provision? For example, I have an application. Okay, I have a load balancer which is being served by 5 to 6 servers. And each server having lot of ingress rules to allow connections to Azure VM to VM. Plus, I have a SQL server running, managed SQL server. Lot of services. Okay, what happens if something is not working? Okay, maybe just consider RTO in my project. Okay, recovery time object is I need to recover. If something happens, I need to recover in just say 30 minutes or a 1 hour. Is it possible to bring everything? For example, if you're doing manually, going to the Azure console and trying to create lot of servers and then creating load balancers, settings, configurations, it will take huge amount of time. Okay, that time is literally not possible if you do by manually. And one more thing, most of the projects they're not allowing to run or create through the Azure Cloud Console. As we are using Azure, I'm just highlighting only Azure. Okay, uh, whether it's any cloud provider, they're not allowing directly to the console, a respective cloud console to provision the resources. So everything has to be done through the infrastructure as a code only. So that is the reason the demand has been keep increasing day to day basis. That is one thing which I want to highlight. Any questions?
Is it possible for you to put that link that you just referred to in that document as well?
No. I'll refer everything. I'll put an email.
Okay. No worries.
Don't
Perfect.
worry.
Thanks.
And maybe if you can put your email IDs in the chat, whoever attended today, so I can put to you guys whoever attended. Okay.
Yep, will do. Thank you.
And let me do whatever the things required for you to start first. I'm just keeping the guys who is pretty new to Terraform, and then we'll start with that. What are the things required for you to run first? Okay. Okay. It's not only Azure. Okay, it's supporting multiple providers currently. And then there is some more features which you should know before going and doing the installation for Terraform. What is idempotent in terms of IAC? The idempotent characteristics provided by IAC ensures that even if the same code is applied multiple times, the result remains the same. For example, with a code, I created Azure VM and I'm trying to run multiple times. The code or the infrastructure should not change. You should not provision any new servers. That is one of the benefit of using IAC, to mainly in the Terraform. What is Terraform definition? It is an open source infrastructure as a code software tool that lets you build, change, and version cloud and on-prem resources efficiently. If you see this Terraform, it's initially has been found by HashiCorp. If you see recently, it has been acquired by the IBM. Okay, there may be a concern. People are saying, "What is the thing?" Okay, still it is free for your own personal development. Maybe in the enterprise level, they are charging little bit charges. Okay. And Terraform users, what has a Terraform users means who are the developers writing the code, they are the Terraform users. They define, enforce the configurations by using a JSON like configuration language called HCL. So whatever the code is being written is called a HCL, HashiCorp configuration language. Okay. Syntax makes it easy for the DevOps team to provision and reprovision the infrastructure across multiple cloud providers. Okay, that is one thing. How does the Terraform works? Let us have a simple overview about the architecture. Then we'll go ahead and what are the software is required for Terraform and what are the IDs required for Terraform. I'll guide today. Okay. Terraform allows the user to define the entire infrastructure simply by using the configuration files ending with .tf. As we have Python, Java, different files. Okay. Here, the Terraform code, whatever the things, it will ends with suffix with .tf. Terraform files always ending with .tf. and just take this as a simple architecture. And I have written my code using terraform.tf in .tf files. For example, I want to create a couple of servers, whatever the things, everything I written using my Terraform code, ending with .tf files, and then I given a command to deploy the servers. Okay, so how the things happens. Okay, and then first thing we have in Terraform we have few commands, some few commands like Terraform init, Terraform plan, and Terraform apply. Terraform init is something it will initialize your packages, and plan is something it will check the plan based on the code which you have written, and apply is something it will apply your changes. These are the three commands. We'll discuss everything one by one. For example, in the command prompt, I'm giving this command. Okay, Terraform init. What this will do? For example, this when I was given a command target Terraform init, it's a kind of a API call. Is a kind of a API call. Here, it's kind of a API call. It is hitting your providers. Hitting your providers. Maybe in your code using Azure modules, Azure provider, and it will check your configuration files. Okay. See, whenever you give a command in it, it will call an API call. Make sure your Terraform is being installed first. It will make an API call. After that, whenever it's making a call, it will check your code configuration file. What is your provider you're using? And then in your code, if it is Azure provider or a Google or AWS, based on that, it will download the packages for the Terraform in the initial level. Okay, but here it will do API call. It's a provider. In the provider, it will do authentication, all those things. All the process will happen, and based on the configuration files, whatever the things has been written inside that. For example, I've written a code for creating 2 virtual machines. Then in the plan, it will show 2 VMs will be created. It will be showing a plan will be created. When you apply the things, this is also API call, but it will show a plan where 2M will be created, but user needs to give a confirmation. Confirmation saying yes, then the changes will be applied. Okay, that how the things happens here. So target API is the commands. These are the 3 commands: init, plan, and apply. Whenever you give a command, it will hit the respective providers based on the code, based on the provider which are using. It's Azure, Google, whatever the provider. Then it will check your code, and then accordingly plan or apply. The changes will be applied. Any doubts?
So this is essentially this is a script in some shape or form that will basically go across the platforms, whichever is needed, and can set up based on what your parameters are.
Correct. These are like a kind of a commands which you need to do for any cloud any providers. Okay, but we haven't gone to the code. Just these are the ABCs of the Terraform you should know. Init, plan, and apply. Okay. As how you're doing like a Git initialization, right? Then you need to check out, check in, update. Similarly, you need to know these 3 basic commands first. Okay. I make sure you got all these 3 things. Then let us go back. See here, just think like this. Okay, this is also one of the simple diagram where I write my code and I see the plan. When I give the Terraform plan, it will show what are the things will be done, and apply something you can do to any cloud, or any provider. They keep adding day-to-day basis. Okay, even after they acquired Terraform by the IBM, they introduce Ansible. Even a lot of things has been getting integrated. Okay, and coming to this, for example, I want to start doing my development. So what are the things required here? For that, Okay, the process I'll tell you is pretty simple. It has been supported by multiple OS, Windows, Mac, all different OSs. If it is a Windows you're using in your laptop, just click on download. Okay, let me show you that.
And we can use this for free at home if we want.
No, free at home, free at home.
Yeah.
Just downloaded. Okay. Uh, I'm just trying to do. Even if you guys want to try in Linux or different OSs, everything, all the comments has been given here. Can give a try. No need to worry. I'll try to share the links with you guys. Okay. Let me try downloading. Yeah. So Stephen, you're using Windows, right, in your laptop?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. See what happened. I just downloaded the Windows executable. It's not like something you need to code and install everything like .NET or Java. It's a portable exe. Just go, just download the exe. That's it. Okay. You need to have this path. Okay. If I go to this path, second, yeah. Second Terraform. I'm just typing Terraform. See, it is detecting, guys. Okay. One second, guys. See, so it is been detecting all the commands. Okay. It has detected the software, all the softwares. Okay. It has detected the Terraform software and what are the commands, everything is coming up here. But if you change the different folders, right, the portable exe won't be detected. Okay. If you want this exe to be detected, you need to add this variable, the exe path where it is existing currently in the environmental variable. Just copy this exe. See, currently I just went to this folder and run the command. It is executing. If I change the different folders, it won't execute. So what I'm trying to do here, to work wherever you are trying to work, make sure you're keeping in some folders. So what I'm trying to keep doing here, like I'm just keeping my portable exe in the binaries folder, and then I'm trying to enter, going I'm going to environmental variables. You need to add this variable. Yes, guys, 1 second, I'll stop sharing because I'm using my laptop, client laptop. See here in the environmental variables, uh, path. In the path, what I have added, I just added the path of my binaries. My binaries are there, executables are there in the C binaries. Okay. So it will try to detect the executable wherever in any system. It will try to be it will be visible. Okay, that is one thing. And then what else here? That is the software's part. And then see, and then see what are the syllabus. Everything will be covered here. What are the things? How the pattern? How the questions? Syllabus in the link. And coming to the exam, right? It's a 1 hour exam. Terraform Associate exam, and its price is $70. And then it'll have a tax as well. I'll be giving one voucher by end of the 5th day. Even I'll guide you how to book as well. Okay. That is one thing. If you want to start doing, okay, what kind of IDEs you need? For that, you can use Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is an open source where you can start doing your own development. It's pretty easy for you guys to do practice. Okay. It's an open source. Even any client side, they'll allow to approve. They'll approve so you can able to install. So directly you can able to work. That is one thing which I want to highlight. 1 second here. Guys, we'll wind up in 5 minutes. Okay. And I have given one more link here. Okay. If you want to create a free trial account with AWS or a different cloud providers, I've given the links. AWS, Azure, and all cloud providers comes with free credits. You can create and use those things. Okay. And these are the basic commands which we discussed today. Okay, it will initialize the modules. These things we'll try to cover from tomorrow, guys. uh, okay, what I'll try to do, this link I'll try to share today right away. And then this is one link which I want to share. What I'll do, I'll stop sharing and then I'll stop recording as well. Okay, that is the link.